Okay, you guys can grab your health science syllabus, and we are going to go over that. Get it to the left here. I'm gonna go over that with you guys so that we can make sure we're clear on class expectations and all that kind of good stuff. So give me just a second. I'm gonna go to my computer. I'm gonna go ahead and share the screen with you guys so that you can see where I am while we're looking at these. Okay, there's the wrong one in it. This is not right. Oh yeah. Okay, so you guys can grab this or at least log in, look at it online when we're going through this. So these are very similar. Your syllabus is similar to what it was last year. And yeah, so we'll kind of go through it. So the description, of course, this class, like I said in the intro, this is a mixture of, you know, you working on kind of the online format of the class like we've done in the past for about half of the week. And then the rest of the week is scheduled so that you guys can do clinical rotations at, you know, your particular place, wherever that may be. So your instructors will set up those clinical rotations. I say clinicals, and the way I mean clinicals for us, for you guys, since you haven't been truly trained in any kind of specific, you know, training, it's really just a job shadowing opportunity. But I think you guys will love it. You know, take advantage of it. Learn everything that you can while you're there. Figure out what you like and what you don't like, and just make a point to learn. Even if you're in an area you don't necessarily want to work in or don't necessarily like, you can still learn a ton in each of those areas. So yeah, this class is kind of a mixture of the two of those. So I will generally provide like 3 days, 2.5, 3 days of work. And then the rest of that time, usually try to schedule in some time on Fridays for you guys to get your paperwork done from the clinical rotations. This is a 2-period class, so you won't need that long to do all of that every week. Now this first 5 or 6 weeks is actually it's kind of a whirlwind, but it will be, you'll get instruction every day, or not necessarily lecture instruction, but you'll have, you know, you're going to have work going on every day until clinicals begin. We'll get kind of started with that. So it says the health science course offers a thorough investigation into the healthcare industry. So again, this is related to what you guys want to do for a career. You know, main purposes of this class is to build on what we learned last year, what you guys learned last year. We'll go through a pretty extensive review over the next 2 or 3 weeks, and then we'll start in on some new things for you guys. And a lot of the new things are actually just building on the things that we've already learned. You guys know I like projects, kind of a project. I don't know if this is a true project-based class, but we do lots of projects in here, and so you can expect that again. Prerequisites, principles, of course you need to have that class. You guys know about me. I have my bachelor's, I have my registered nurse license, and just work here. So one thing that's different, if you guys need to contact me, I know last year I just told you to use my Gaggle email, but this year I just want you guys to use my school email if you have any questions. Not only hound me to death, you know, 8,000 questions a day, but if you've got a question you don't understand an assignment, or maybe you got really confused in the instructions for a project, or you want to know if a different project might work, you know, please feel free to email me. If you feel like something's wrong, maybe a key I sent you thought the answer was something else, if you can give me your rationale, or, you know, go for it, and I will let you know. So that's my contact email. Please use that as your primary means of communication. And we'll talk about some live face-to-face time in a few minutes as well. About the class, you know, again, it's a combination of both. I don't supervise your clinicals. I will not be the one putting them together. That's just a liability I can't really take on, because I don't know you guys well enough to do that. I mean, I see your names, I know you're in the class, but you know, that's not a responsibility I can take on from my position here. So each school, that is up to each school to get the clinical rotations going, but I'm always available for support and ideas and help. Class expectations, you're expected to contribute to the class. And that's the most important thing to me, is that you guys are active contributors in this class and you effectively contribute. That means you don't just come in with a bunch of nonsense, but you actually, you get into it, you figure it out, and you've got good ideas. I don't mean that you're going to have bad ideas, but you've got ideas that make sense. I can tell you've thought through this, and you want to contribute in a way that's helpful to everyone. Online expectations. So again, a lot of this class is online, and I know that we don't do online grading and things like that anymore, but every day you guys need to go and check out the discussion board for your class so that it can so that you can see what's going on. If I added something, or maybe I changed up the directions, I realized with my kiddos it wasn't working, so I might change the directions for you to make it more suitable for what we need to do, or something like that. So make sure you're checking that, at least look in on it. And I'm pretty sure there's a Gaggle app, and so if you guys will search for a Gaggle app, there's no, since you're not submitting assignments via Gaggle anymore, like we have done in the past, you should be able to use that app to check the discussion board and check your email that way. So that's a great thing to do if you have a phone that can handle that. It's so important that you guys keep up, especially in this class. This is a 2-period class. That means you have 2 periods worth of work. If you get behind for a couple days, that's a lot of work to make up, because it's, it's a 2-period class. So make sure that you're keeping up. You guys know you'll get your weekly paper just like we've always done. I don't specify the specific dates on your weekly paper just because different schools have different dates of doing clinicals. So if your school does like Monday, Tuesday, then you'll have Wednesday will be your day 1 class, Thursday will be day 2, Friday will be Friday. If your school does Tuesday, Thursday, then Monday would be day 1, Wednesday would be day 2, and Friday will be Friday. So that's kind of how your weekly papers will look. It will just say day 1, day 2, and Friday. So it's just going to give you that. So that way you guys your school can schedule how they need to the clinical rotations. Okay, classroom rules, same as they've always been. One is just to be respectful. Okay, and that includes you being respectful of the proctor that's in your class, your instructor that's there in your class, you being respectful to your peers, you being respectful to me as far as the online part of the class goes. So be respectful. That's rule 1. And that includes to everyone, including me. So when you email me, I expect it to be a professional email, and I expect you guys to, spell your words correctly, and don't email me in text language, because I'm not going to answer you. So when you email me like you would if you were, emailing in the workplace or something like that. Have integrity. You guys know integrity is kind of the buzzword in this class. So it's really important to me that you guys keep that. It's like I said last year, when I think of integrity, I think of, like I had a kid one year who was shopping for school supplies, and we just had the integrity talk, and she accidentally knocked down like a whole display of Kleenexes or something in the middle of Walmart, and she just remembered our integrity talk and couldn't leave them there. She had to help pick them up. And that's what it is. Integrity is when you do something that's right, either when no one's watching, and maybe even if nobody else cares if you do right or not, but you still have it in you to do the right thing. And that's integrity, and that's really important in the healthcare field. That's really important for this class. You guys are going to get out of this class what you put into it, and integrity goes hand in hand with that. Come prepared. So you guys make sure that you're ready to go every day. Include your attitude, your materials, everything else that comes along with that. But mostly your attitude. Like, come in ready to learn. You guys will find that you'll be busy every single day in this class. There's not going to be any downtime. This isn't a class to get your other homework done. This is a class where you come in, you work on what you need to work on, and it's going to take you the full class period to do that. So come in prepared with an attitude to work. And then 4 is take ownership of your choices. I've shared this with you guys before too, but that's going to be important in the workplace. It's important in here. It's important there. And I told you guys before, think the reason I was able to move up so fast in my last job was that was part of it. I made a mistake. Like I fixed my mistake, and then I went to my boss and I said, hey, this is what happened. This is my plan to prevent this in the future. And this is, I was always honest with what I did and admitted if I had done wrong. But I didn't just leave it. I didn't just do something wrong and throw it in someone's hands. I did something about it. I prevented it. I figured out a checklist of things I can check so I don't forget this next time or whatever it might be. And then last is convince a teacher you're doing your best. Notice it says convince them. So it's not just that you do the best that you pretend like you might can do, but you have to really convince them that you're doing your best. And convince me. I want to know what's going on. Grades, they'll be taken by your teacher there at your particular school. So I will send them all the rubrics and all the keys for the assignments. A lot of times it's participation grades, so they'll be checking that. So you guys make sure you're taking part. There's a discussion. Everybody needs to speak up so you get those participation points. But everything else, so homework policy, late policy, makeup work, all of that will go by your school policy. They'll be the ones taking those grades. Okay, test. Usually give a test over each unit. We do lots of projects in this particular class, in this Health Science 2 class, so you'll see a lot of that instead of a lot of paper tests. We do lots of projects in here. So you'll see those as we keep going. Make sure you keep up with everything. Gaggle. So you guys are already familiar with Gaggle. If you guys can try your Gaggle username from last year. Some of you guys, I didn't get the list until a little bit later, so I didn't realize I needed to put your name on my Gaggle list. So I had already deleted your old account, which is not a big deal, but that means I have to create you a new one. So if I'm creating you a new account, you go in and your old Gaggle account won't work, I have probably created you a new one that will be your first name, period, last name, and the number 1 behind it. So, if it was Katie Bird, it'd be katie.bird1@cooper.gaggle.net. So just know that if your old one doesn't work, that's probably what I've done. And the password will be health. If you have forgotten your password, just email me and I will go in and reset it. And when I reset it, I'll set it back to health as well. And then it'll force you to change it the next time you log in. Pretty much everything on Gaggle is the same. There's one major difference, and that is, I'll go ahead and go over that with you guys actually while I'm thinking about it. Just so you'll know. But the main difference is that instead of going into the assignment Dropbox to get all of your assignments, I'm actually just going to attach those onto the discussion board. So you guys will see the weekly lesson plan on your discussion board just like normal, but all of the assignments will actually be attached directly to that note. So you'll be able to retrieve them that way instead of going to the assignment Dropbox itself. Okay, the other difference is going to be, and I haven't built in my Health Science 2 one yet, but I'll show you guys on here. So if I go, oh yeah, I have, here it is right here. So here's the 2015-2016 Health Science class. So that's what you'll see. Now mine has an assignment, and yours will probably have this one, but that won't be there anymore. So you'll go over here where it says documents. That's where I'm going to place all of your notes and any other kind of information, like the extra credit assignment will be in here. Disease project will be in here. Here's the syllabus. So you can always go in there and get any documents you need for class. I'll also post PowerPoints and notes into this area instead of to your digital locker. You still have access to your digital locker, but instead of posting everything there, I'm just going to post it here. That way it's all in one place. And then the other thing on here that you'll use is your discussion boards, like I said. So whenever you go on to, you'll see the new discussion board. We'll do that like always with the weekly assignments. And you'll see attachments right in here. And this will be your assignments for the week, everything except for tests, which I'll email directly to your teacher. So that's where you'll find that instead of going to the assignment Dropbox like we have in the past. There's actually is no more assignment Dropbox. It's Workspace, and it's not quite functional the way I need it to be yet, so that's why I'm not using that area yet. So you've just got 2 basic places, or 3 technically. You've got your email, which if I need to communicate directly with you guys, I will email you. And so that's a thing to check. And you guys are welcome. You can always email each other, like if you're working on a project together or something like that. Keep in mind with your email and anything else on here, if you guys use chat on here or anything, I can always access that. You can never delete anything that you delete. It doesn't delete forever. I can always access it. I can access any chat conversation from any time. So even if you delete out of your, it's not that I necessarily will can only see your chat conversation while it's going live, but I can pull it up. I can pull up previous ones. So just know that that is the case. If I think you've been cheating, I will go back and search through your email and make sure that you haven't shared something or anything like that. So if your teachers are getting worried about that, I can easily access that, and I have in the past, and I've caught people doing that. So please don't. Also, if there's any inappropriate language or anything on Gaggle, I get an email directly about that as well. It blocks it and it sends it directly to me. And there's a whole long list of words that are flagged. Now, so that's that. So basically, discussion board, again, that's where you'll see your weekly lesson plan like always, as well as any assignments. And then the document section is where you'll find notes, syllabus, extra credit, anything else that you might need for this class. I'll put a presentation rubric in here, so if you guys need that, that will all be in here and ready to go.
Testing. Y'all hear me out there? Okay.
So that's pretty much it. Now, you guys are welcome to still use your digital locker like you've always done. And you can use that for other classes. So if you forget a USB drive or something at home, log into your Gaggle and save it in your digital locker. And you can use this for anything. You can use it for anything at all. All right, let's get back to the syllabus here. So that's Gaggle. Materials, of course, you guys need something to write with. You'll need you may need different supplies whenever you do projects or something, but I would suggest you guys keep your notebook. Mainly keep all of your tests from the semester. Okay, so keep all your tests from the semester. I don't think of what else. I guess that's it, but make sure you're keeping that info. Make sure you guys keep all of your clinical paperwork as well. Extra credit, same as it was last week. So anytime during the first 5 weeks of the 6 weeks, or if you're on a 9-week grading period, it'd be 8 of the 9. You can write a 1-page summary, as we typed, of an article, from a health science journal, or even online. You can write a summary, just a 1-page summary, and you get 5 points on a test grade. And you can do 2 of those per grading period, except for those of you schools that are on a 9-week grading period, you guys can do 3 a grading period. Okay. So, but that's always due. Look what it says. It must be turned in the Friday of the week before the grading period ends. So not the last week of the grading period, but the week before that. So, if your grading period is 6 weeks, then it's due the 5th Friday. Okay, and then face-to-face time, last thing on here. So I know I offered this last year, and you guys probably saw some of the emails. I'm going to offer it a couple different times this year, so maybe you guys can have access to that a little bit easier. So live recording or face-to-face time will be available twice a week. This is not required, so it's optional for you. You don't have to participate in this, but it is available in the case that you have any questions, or if you need clarification on a project or something else that's going on. Please feel free to log in during these time periods. So I'll do just like I've done before. I'll get on Gaggle. I'll email everyone the link to join in. And I believe that the first time you do this, so let's come on that link. The first time that you join in on Zoom, you have that link. You'll have to register and make an account, and it will let you do that. I believe that you could also, there may even be an app for Zoom that you guys could use. I can tell you right now, I didn't think about that till just now. Let's see. Oh yeah, there's a Zoom. It looks like it's Zoom Cloud Meetings. You guys can get that, and you can actually log into Zoom that way, and that's what I use to do the face-to-face time. So you guys are welcome to do that. So I will be available. You'll need to register the first time. It says I'll be available Tuesdays from 12:30 to 1. Okay, and then Wednesdays from 9 to 9:20, 9:30-ish. Well, I'll make it 9:20 for now. So Tuesdays, 12:30 to 1, and I will be available this Tuesday, this first Tuesday, after you guys see this, and then Wednesdays, 9 to 9:20, and I'll start that the second week of school because I won't be available this Wednesday. But that's that. So you guys can log in. If you don't have a video feed, that's fine. You can just watch the video, and there's a chat feature. You can't. Yeah, there's a chat feature. This looks a little different because I'm the one who's recording and doing my thing, but there's a chat feature, and you can actually type in, like if you have a question or something you want me to answer, type it in, and then I can answer it. I can answer it in person that way. So, I think that's it though for you guys. We're gonna get moving pretty quickly. So this week and next week will mainly be review. So I'm not gonna do a whole lot of talking and lecture this week and next week. It's gonna be you guys just doing kind of like straight review, doing activities and different things to review for. Take a review test, stuff that we learned from last year, and then beyond that we'll start on some new things.